Welcome to the True North AmeriCorps screening and interview preparation video. By the end of this video, you should have a better understanding of our program goals and your potential role within that. True North AmeriCorps is part of the Duluth area family YMCA. Now, when a lot of people hear YMCA, they think of a gym and swim location, which is true for the downtown and Hermantown branches, but the True North AmeriCorps program is part of the Community Services branch. Community Services does a lot of things in the Duluth community. They're located at Harbor Highlands here in Duluth, and they provide out-of-school time programming for youth in both the public and charter schools, day camps, food access programming, and True North AmeriCorps has been a part of Community Services since 2003. AmeriCorps is pronounced AmeriCorps, not AmeriCorps, and it is often thought of as the domestic Peace Corps, where the Peace Corps sends American citizens into our international communities to support areas in need. AmeriCorps does that within the nation. So often we'll say, where there's a problem, there's an AmeriCorps program trying to solve it. It's both federally and locally funded, and people think of it as life-changing. So at the federal level, you have AmeriCorps across the country, and that's broken up into the different states. We are a part of Serve Minnesota. They're our state commission, and they support many AmeriCorps programs throughout Minnesota and Duluth. So, you may have heard of Reading Corps, Math Corps, which is AMPACT, Conservation Corps, Northern Bedrock, and they support ourselves, True North AmeriCorps. We are an education-based program focused on social emotional learning, which we'll get into in a little bit. From the federal level, this is the eligibility that's required to serve as an AmeriCorps member, and it will be familiar from your application. So it's at 18 years or older at the start, U.S. citizen, national or lawful resident alien, having a high school graduate or GED equivalent, passing your state and federal background checks, and an ability to commit to an entire term of service, whether that's 3 months in the summer or an entire year. Able to commit to service is a requirement. I also like to give some language here at the start just to give you some context. So AmeriCorps is not, volunteering because there are some benefits, but it's not exactly a job. Rather, it's thought of as service. So often you're going to hear throughout this presentation the term member and serving or service site rather than staff and working, where the staff member is employed and paid and supported at the site level. The AmeriCorps member is employed through True North AmeriCorps and is supported through us. That is why you're called a member and you're serving at your service site. True North AmeriCorps is a program that serves northeastern Minnesota. Our home base is the Duluth Area Family YMCA here in Duluth, Minnesota, and we're dedicated to education equity and strengthening community by increasing K through 8th grade students' social and emotional learning needs. As a True North AmeriCorps member, you get this dual pillar of support. So on the program staff side, you have the coordinator, the director, and even the executive director, and we're here to provide initial trainings with you, monthly meetings with your cohort, regular email updates, site visits where we come to site in person and see how you're doing. And really, we help with all of your compliance and data. As a federally backed program, there is a heavy amount of some data and compliance, and our job is to support you through that. At the site supervisor side, they're going to support you with any site-specific training that may be needed, on-site supervision. So, they're checking in with you weekly, they're approving your timesheets, they're giving you your schedule, identifying the youth that you will be supporting. So they're the on-the-ground support that you would check in with every day. And that bigger benefits, compliance, big picture stuff is the True North AmeriCorps program staff. So you get 2 support systems in place as a member. We serve in many different areas and locations throughout Duluth and northeastern Minnesota. So we're in elementary and middle schools, out of school time programming, either before or after school, those drop-in centers, community centers, housing centers, and even summer camps. But wherever our members are serving, they're always focusing on our 3 program goals. Program goals are to increase the capacity of the partner sites to meet the needs of their youth, increase participants' social and emotional learning skills, and increase the number of significant caring adults in students' lives. Studies show that even one adult can make a huge difference in students' lives, and that is what we're all about, is helping support them. I always like to, take a moment to talk about social emotional learning. For some of you, this may be a new concept. For some of you, you may be really well versed in it. But really, it's the process of understanding and managing emotions, feeling and showing empathy, building positive relationships, and making responsible decisions. If you're able to sit through this presentation and manage any emotions you're having and still be present and listening, those are the skill sets that we want our youth to gain through social emotional learning. Really, they're the skill sets we all need to be good citizens in this world, and youth really need to learn these skills, especially in their younger years. In the short term, it's going to help program run smoother, right? There's more positive attitudes, confidence, empathy. They're able to relate to their peers, maybe help make a repair if there's a problem. This leads to decreased emotional distress, less conduct problems, and less risky behavior. So obviously it makes program and the day run smooth. But in the long term, we're seeing even higher needs and success. So having these SEL skills leads to academic success. We're seeing higher graduation rates in youth that have SEL skills as opposed to youth that are struggling with them. It also leads to positive relationships with their friends and family, which equates to better mental health. This also can be connected to a reduction in criminal behavior, which overall is a better quality of life. Youth that have been with our AmeriCorps members saw a 70% increase in their SEL skills versus youth that were not with our AmeriCorps members. So we're seeing not only a huge impact, but we're also knowing that this is going to set them up for success later in life. We know that they had a 70% increase in their SEL skill sets because we use DESA Aperture Education. DESA is the assessment tool, and Aperture Education is a collection of curriculum that focuses on these different competencies: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship management, and responsible decision-making. Our members are deployed to their sites with access to this curriculum. They're able to implement this curriculum into the program and into the enrichment program, and that's already happening at site. And during the school year, they assess the youth 3 times using the DESA. This is an observational, positive-based survey, and it allows us to see where the youth have need for instruction or where they're being successful in these competencies. Then the True North AmeriCorps member is able to discuss with their site supervisor the results of these assessments and able to make intervention plans based on that. And that is how we're able to know with research-backed assessment and curriculum that our members are making a huge difference in those youth's lives. Some required qualifications for our members is that they are interested and have experience volunteering or working with youth. You would have seen this on your application already, but really we need our members to have experience in this realm because you are on the front lines. You're working with youth every day. You're able to present yourself in a professional manner in a variety of settings. You're also able to use the computer. We are going to be sending many updates via email. You will have to enter data into spreadsheets, and you will have to be able to learn new technology systems. We do provide training in those systems that we require use in, but we want you to feel comfortable and able to use those. Strong written and oral communication skills is really important for us. You're going to be navigating service by communicating with both adults and children from different walks of life, different cultures, different socioeconomic statuses, and whoever our members engage with, we want to make sure that people feel honored, respected, and heard. So those communication skills are very important to us. We also want to make sure that you're able to manage a variety of tasks, priorities, and people. You're going to have many things that you're going to have to manage, and we want you to feel confident in doing so. We also require CPR and first aid certification for both adults and children. If you don't already have this certification, we will provide it to you free of charge. You just have to complete it within the first 30 days of starting your service. Your essential functions are to coordinate and deliver social emotional learning interventions in small group or one-on-one using evidence-based resources. So again, deploying you to schools and after school programs, and you're going to build in those social emotional learning interventions using the DESA curriculum and talking to your site supervisor about how you can build those in. Your also essential function is to respond and facilitate teachable moments for minor issues. So say there's like a moment or a breakdown where a youth is unable to participate in the activity, you can be that extra adult to build that capacity, coach them through that moment and bring them back into the group. You're assisting the site staff with planned enrichment programming in ways that do not duplicate or displace the staff. So you're really, again, there to build that capacity, and whatever they have happening, you can help support that enrichment programming at site. You're also building positive, developmentally appropriate relationships with the youth at the site. Working on social emotional learning activities can often be a vulnerable experience, and having that positive relationship and trust with the youth is going to be really important for you to be successful. We also require weekly data reporting. So we always say that during service, it's about 1 to 5 hours weekly that you're in the office. At the start of your service, it'll be more about that 5 hours each week, just because there's quite a bit of virtual data training that you have to complete in those first 30 days. But then once that's completed, we really expect it to be about an hour each week. And your site does have to provide you with computer and internet access. This can look like a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's a shared laptop in an office. For our summer camp people, sometimes it's a laptop at camp. But whatever it is, they do require you to get online and track that student attendance, track the intervention sessions, whether it's an SEL, enrichment, academic type of activity, the amount of time, and tracking your service hours. We also require our AmeriCorps members to submit a great story in the system called Encore. It's just a brief narrative of something great that you've seen at site, whether that's something within yourself that you've learned, or a developmental achievement with the youth that you're serving. So we guide you through that. If you help coordinate or support any volunteers, you would be tracking that as well. And in the spring, we do participate in Global Youth Service Day. You receive training on that, so you will attend that training and support your youth in an enrichment service program. Essentially, these are the things you're going to be tracking throughout your service. It's also essential that you're able to mentor any volunteers if the site requires you to do so. Develop and implement that service learning project. That would be that Global Youth Service Day project that I just talked about. Those professional development trainings that we have every month are required for our members to attend. And essentially, you're serving as an ambassador of our program. Wherever you're at, you're representing not only yourself, but you're representing True North AmeriCorps, the Y, and AmeriCorps at both the state and national level. So all this to say, what you need to complete your service is this little list, right? And our job is to help support you through this. So it's to complete those total service hours, submit all your timesheets, attend your trainings, collect your required data, submit your reports, submit midterm and end-of-term performance evaluations, participate in 1 or more site visits with the True North AmeriCorps staff, write 2 great stories, track and submit any volunteer time, and submit your required exit paperwork. Again, this might seem like a lot, but really we are here to support you at every step of the way. And we like to show this picture here of a member who completed not only 1 term of AmeriCorps service, but 4. That's actually the Lifetime Achievement Award that you can get for serving 4 total AmeriCorps service terms. And they're our 2nd member to have done that. So we're really proud of every member that serves with us and happy that we're able to support them in multiple terms of service. The benefits of AmeriCorps are as follows. You do receive a living allowance, sometimes called the living stipend. This is paid twice per month. It's essentially a paycheck from the Duluth Area Family YMCA that's based on your total weekly and total hours. The Education Awards, and it's the Seagull Education Award. It is submitted to you after you successfully finish your service term. It's good for 7 years in the myamericorps.gov portal. If you're over 55, you can transfer that to a child or grandchild. You can use it towards federally backed loans or accredited institutions for education. And we do provide training on how to use the Education Award at the end of your service. Loan forbearance, if required, you can put your loans on forbearance, and any qualifying federally backed loans, any interest that accrues on those during your service term could be paid off by AmeriCorps after you serve. For our full-time members, we do offer health insurance. That's premium-free health insurance and dental insurance. There's also child care assistance for those full-time members if required. And the other benefits you receive with serving with True North AmeriCorps is a free family YMCA membership. That's you and any other adult in your household and any children that you care for. We also provide that career development and first aid CPR certification. Our True North AmeriCorps alumni love to We love to hear what they say. 98% say serving helped their career, 88% increased connection to their community, and 82% learned skills they still use to this day. So we love to share this with you to just show you that our AmeriCorps members are a huge network, and we're really proud of where they go after their service. AmeriCorps is a jumping off point in your path, whether that's going back to school or leaping into the nonprofit world or going into business for yourself, whatever that may be, AmeriCorps is here to help you gain those skills you may need. In the application process, you've applied online. You're now about to enter your informational screening session and interview. After that, you may be led to a second round interview at the site. From there, a position may be offered. It's only after you accept a position that we will run any citizenship and background checks, and then you will be invited to your onboarding and orientation to start your service. That's a lot of information, but we're looking forward to seeing you at your screening and interview online. In the meantime, if you have any questions, you can reach us at our email, that number there, you can call us, and you can also find more information at our website at duluthymca.org/tnat/serve. Until next time, thanks so much.